Well, there you are. Again, Charlie Greer podcast. Again, I do this every day. Today, Delphi murders. Inadmissible evidence. Is that what's going on here? Like what they have can't be brought to court because it'd be thrown out. A judge, a jury, or whoever would. Did they make mistakes? Is that what's going on? That they just kind of pray for the families, pray for Abby and Libby, pray for everybody, law enforcement. Is that what's going on? The evidence has been kind of tainted somehow, and they know that like a lawyer, a group of lawyers would go, or they would be kicked out. You wouldn't even be able to bring it to trial, the evidence. Um, let's just say, for argument's sake, there is no corruption, and there was just mistakes made, and maybe, or some of the evidence was maybe one of the person that did this was on the search team, or it just seems like the one missing piece. What is that missing piece? Like a confession? Is that where it's at now? Where they just like, man, we just, again, if you've never dealt with something like this, especially if you're dealing with somebody dealing with cybercrime, like people that are all on there, that maybe that's going on. Maybe they don't know that. Maybe someone told them, like, look, you can't bring this to court because this is inadmissible. They're not going to let this in. And maybe there's multiple like things that you would think like, oh man, but there's something tainted, or like Robert Ives said, oh, you would have thought that maybe that's why. Because just out of human behavior, meaning mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. At your job, people make mistakes. This thing, if you're a law enforcement officer, but some of these are pretty big mistakes, like turning away the bloodhounds. Like the bloodhounds would lead you to where, even though, we found the bodies, we don't, well, no, you bring them there and see where they lead. Might you led you right to the dude's door, or her, or whoever it is. Could be a couple people, a group, I don't know. Is that what's going on? The evidence is just not right. They need that one piece. What is that one piece? Now they're looking for, so say if you've got this evidence, but it's tainted, you can't use it. Like, oh, then we got to go back to square one. All right, we're going to find new evidence. Don't even mention the evidence brought up. Or could the defense bring up some of this evidence? Like, see, we got that, I don't know. Again, I'm asking questions, speculating. This is my humble opinion. Could it be that that's what that one piece is just literally a confession? Or someone that is, that they told, the killer told someone, so they need like a firsthand witness, and then work on the killer, get him in a room for about 6 to 8 hours. And I don't see this going to trial. I see like if it ever would, I see like a plea deal or something. And maybe that's going on right now. Maybe that's why they're, in the river with metal detectors. Because they need more. The stuff they had, which was good, like, oh my God, we got this. It's not right. It's something about, again, I don't know what it is. Could it be this? It won't hold up in court. Man, it's almost worth like, rolling the dice and say, hey man, just put the pressure on this guy. I know that lawyers have to be, attorneys have to be like 100% sure. We don't want to, because even 100%, it's tough. It's cunning. And didn't the mayor become like this assistant DA? Didn't he resign to become like a DA, assistant DA? Was it a better paying job? I mean, again, has anybody ever heard of that? Like this big case and the mayor, and now that means he's going to be, he's probably seen all the evidence. He probably saw it when he was the mayor too. There's just so much strange stuff about this case. I mean, it just does. I've never heard of another case where there's just this, there's so much guessing, and then he could be in the room. That kind of pisses me off. They did that. And then kind of left it at that. Did they consult the families? That's a brutal thing to say, especially to people that have lost loved ones, their children, man. Oh, by the way, he's about 20 feet from you. Bye. I mean, come on. How big was that room? Maybe they're putting pressure on here to like see how he would just confess. Is that what they're waiting for? That one piece of evidence? Is this a confession? And I know that they pulled out KK or whoever, and they for a day. We don't know why. There's some kind of negotiations going on. That maybe from why they're searching the river and the creek and everybody everywhere else. Is it because the evidence they had, which was like cut and dry, has been tainted somehow? Has been manipulated, maybe planted. I don't know. You think you could plan? I mean, you could use planted evidence, or was there a setup? Were they trying to set up like people around the girls? Were they trying to set up the family, make the family look guilty? Have they set up KK again? Is it like a thing? Setups are a thing. Would that be a signature? Setting people up? One of the signatures? Again, they need to be a smidgen. Just give us a little bit. Drip it out, like I don't know. Inadmissible evidence. I think that's a thing. I think that, okay, let's just say that, didn't they say there was like 1,000 people out there searching? They don't even know who, just volunteers. They posted on Facebook and everybody just shows up. Now, with all those people walking around all night and everything, excuse my French, but they're going to like use the restroom. They're going to go behind a tree and relieve themselves. A bunch of people would do that. Did they have porta potty? I mean, could you walk back? Is there a bathroom around there? Is that what happened? I mean, I hate to sound stupid, but did they, isn't there chemicals you can spray to see that? I mean, is that what it is? Like one of the suspects they think was also in the search party? Maybe that's the evidence that they can't. Well, yeah, his DNA was all over the place because he was searching. Is that what it is? And who discovered the bodies? Who was the first? There wasn't like 3 people that found. Again, there's been mistakes. They admit it. Calling off the bloodhounds was a major mistake. Even it could have led to just the getaway. Maybe if they lost it on the street or whatever that'd be. But I don't get it, man. It's almost to the point of like suspicious. Calling off the search and the next day calling off the bloodhounds. Like, who does that? You're in law enforcement, man. That's what you do. You're one of the top. Come on, man. You're the sheriff. And then the sheriff said, no, wait. And they kind of still have that attitude. Like when I watched the sheriff's debate, the one guy he was just like, no, we're on the right track. We're right on the right course. What? Not solving the case? I mean, and where are these people lately? Where's Doug Carter? Where's Tobe? Where's who knows? Where's the mayor? Were they told to like, hey man, keep it, bring it down a notch. Don't be showing, I think that's something to think about. Again, we won't know about the evidence. If it's an ongoing case, if it becomes a cold case, don't they have to release evidence? And also the leaking, there's a leaker, or something like and one of these YouTube channels says they have an inside source. Isn't that like inadmissible evidence? Could you go back? Oh yeah, well, see, I leaked it. Wouldn't that be illegal to leak something like that? So could they use it? Maybe that's why they're leaking it, to be, again, a setup. Is the cover up just to cover up their mistakes? It isn't like nefarious as far as like, conspiracy. It's like, well, damn, we never dealt with this. I've never dealt with a double homicide. Well, we don't want to show. Is it just human mistakes that just led to this, where it's just riddle wrapped inside of enigma, wrapped inside a spider web. I mean, it's just it like grates on me though, because there's so much. It's just like it's just endless. It's just like if you had a list of the stuff, it'd be like whoa. And again, I keep saying this: where's the independent body to swoop in? Just a where's the John Douglas or somebody, man? I mean, or that if that is that what they're doing now? Because they are. There is something happening. Again, there's everybody know they're in. That's what's popped me off back on this case was they're in the river with metal detectors. That's a good thing. Again, pray for these kids, pray for the family. Is it a combination of all that? That's why it's so confusing. Human error. There was a setup, a catfish. That's why it's taken so long. Again, isn't there a state body or a government body that would come in? Like, don't they do that? Like with the Son of Sam or Ted Bundy? Didn't they have other? I mean, questions. These questions need to be asked. They need to, man, they need to have another presser. Again, just to talk in generalities, like, yep, here we are. See, yeah, well, we're on the, not talking about or admit what was going on. Yeah, with further, they can talk in police, code, well, the evidence that came in, we further down, they researched this. And you don't want to really say a lot. I mean, can you? Is there a large, I know I've watched some like like law enforcement that talk about this case. Is there like an attorney that's retired attorney that's done some YouTubing on this that would know certain, legal lingo? Like, oh no, you couldn't bring that because it's inadmissible, and then that'll show you, you know what I mean? Like, and then the judge wouldn't even let it in, even though he might want to. Like, oh man, no, I can't. I got to stand, the letter of the law. I can't. Is that why they need new evidence? The first evidence was tainted somehow, or planted, or again, I don't know. I'm just racking my brain thinking about like, why would this be so strange? Why would and why aren't anybody local talking about it? Hey, what's going on? I don't. I mean, it's almost like that. They don't even. I mean, again, it's two girls, underage girls, that were murdered brutally. They're saying. It's something like some of these people are talking like they don't even. It's like they don't even. It's like they're more focused on what's right about them and their stature. They're not thinking about the families or the victims. Like I don't get it. And this arrogance, I've said this a few times, like they're like confident and they're like in their inability to solve this. Like, yep, see, I mean, I don't get that. I can't put my finger on it, man. Where are you getting? I've said this before. You're not getting it from your good looks or anything. You're getting it from that circle of people, maybe that is it a group mentality kind of thing? Like, oh, it's all good, bro. We got it here. Hey, don't worry. That's somebody should. Where is Robert I? Where is Doug Carter? Why didn't he release that information about Anthony shots like last year? Wasn't the last time he did a presser when he talked about they gave the new sketch and then he might be in the room? I just can't. Again, that keeps. Is there another case where somebody said something like that? Like a police? He's the state police too. He's a jefe. I mean, come on. Like, has there been another case? Wouldn't a camera turn around when he said that? Did anybody like pan the room with a camera? I mean, I hate to laugh, but it just drives me crazy. I want to scream, basically. And like, again, for one, I mean, I'm amateur hour YouTuber, whatever. There's better people. I've said this like just about every time I talk about this case. There's better people doing deep dives, and also I'm not law enforcement. I couldn't be. They know more. They're see. You know what? Huh? So I'm just asking questions as a citizen of the world. These kids on a day off having fun, and then if this Anthony Schatz profile could he have like sold the password to certain people for like Bitcoin or cat? Hey, was it passed around? Was it and one of these people saw like, hey, and knew what was going on, because supposedly like the Anthony Schatz was supposed to meet Libby or what, and then he just kind of moseyed on in first. Or was it like a reactionary? Did they stumble up upon something? Did they see something like that day, then and there, like, or did they see something online that they knew these people? I wish locals were talking. Even it's speculation. There haven't been many people coming out and saying much. Or maybe I'm just late to the game. Like maybe in the beginning they were. And now it's just old hat. They're exhausted. They probably realize, like, do they know that nothing's going to be done? Is this pantomime? Like, here we are in the river. See, they're going to do that to us like every year or two. In February, pardon me, if I'm not well. In February, is it going to? It's like 6 years. That's a long time for people. And then some people, Robert Ives said, everybody that day when it was going, we thought, man, 70, we'll have this solved. Okay, let's just break that down. What would change that? Evidence that you can't bring to court? Was it just mistakes, human error? Or was it to make it look like, oh, see, look at me, duh, now I did it again. You know me. And didn't someone like tell the sheriff, like, oh, you want to call off the bloodhounds? Well, hey, yeah, the victims have been found, but we could use them to backtrack, follow. We could do all kinds of. Nope. But did he just like, I made my mind up? Is he one of these people? Once I've said something, that's a major mistake. Major mistake. And they canceled the search because it was dangerous to be out there. Yeah, okay, it's dark. There's sloping creek. I mean, there's it. Yeah, you don't want to be stumbling around. But they said there was like 1,000 people out there. Some people stayed like all night. How big is that area? I was watching one of these YouTube channels, and they said that people had searched that area. Some people claim that. Again, it's not it's speculation. Some people that where the bodies were found, they had already searched that. Like people would walk through it, they didn't see anything. And then I heard that some people were trying to get over there, and they're called like, no, don't search here. Like the fire department or something was there. Like, oh no, that's it. We've been searched. It's okay. It's dangerous over here. Is that true? Couldn't one of these people come forward and say, yeah, I was one of the people. I swear I walked by and it, or were they covered? They didn't see. I don't know. It's and the drone footage. They had a drone. Like at dark, like right as it went dark. I mean, right at a couple hours, you would think that they would know. They said they saw searchers and deer or something. That's suspicious. That's not cool. And where is said drone footage? Don't they record that? Is that part of the evidence that they can't see? There's so much. If you're okay, whoever leaker is, or and someone the inside or whatever, could you do us a favor and like release the drone footage or a clip of? I don't know. 1,000 people. How big is that area? 1,000 people. That's a lot of people. Especially you're spread out. Like, okay, every 100 feet, you, this, that, yeah, you're 100 feet in front of us. It's just a group, but just, walking through with their flashlights. That's strange that they didn't find anything. And didn't the search the next morning, it started like 10? That's late for a search. That's like like something a stoner would do. Oh, get up, bro. Get out there about 10. Yeah, well, shit. I don't know. I mean, you think they'd be one on it? We gotta. There's so much crazy stuff, and also there has everything I've seen as far as like clips from the media is kind of like this milquetoast kind of. Hasn't there been like an investigative reporter, 48 hours, whatever it is? Have they done a deep dive? Like, is this connected to something bigger than we could ever even? Because they admit that that Anthony Schatz popped off the biggest investigation in the history of the state. Didn't they go to France too? Like that, France? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Again, I'm amateur hour, man. I just there's people that are a lot better. I don't claim to be, but we need to piece together again. I think there needs to be like a Zoom call or some kind of all these podcasts. Could they get along enough to? Would it just be like a cat fight? Maybe they could do a test run where let's just see. Let's not like go live, but let's just see what we could. And has that been brought up? I mean, come on, you just like, okay, everybody's got Zoom or whatever. We can all get the, you got the software with the window. There's 15 people. Would you need like a moderator? They're like, okay, wait, don't speak until he's done. That kind of thing. Again, you have to, like a process of elimination. You got to go through all these thoughts and scenarios, like maybe, coulda, some, what, who. Are they on the right track with this new, or does this even have anything to do with Delphi? Like these new searches and stuff? I mean, have they said it was? Because didn't the KK dude, like he said, oh, he's the lawyer is they're actually looking into him for this other stuff. Again, they're not telling us anything. They're not doing a presser. They did the ultimate kind of nanny boo-boo with like saying, he might be in this room. He's local. We know you're hiding in plain sight. If you know, and obviously then you know who he is. Why did they do that to people? The families were sitting there, man. Like, he might be in the room. Here's a new picture. Dun, dun, dun. That is, in a movie, you would think, oh, that's just too much. My suspension of disbelief is, I don't believe, Life is stranger than fiction, man. I'm going to always go back to that press word, that just how, again, maybe he didn't want it. He looks like he's in distress, Doug Carter, when he's saying this. Maybe he didn't want to say this. Maybe he was like, look, man, we can't do this to people. Hey, you're the state police. Dude, you got to go out there, and it's your job. You have to. Has everybody been set up? Again, does this go higher than we think? Just, I don't know, man. My gut feeling tells me that of course, something ain't right, but there's something that I can't put my finger on. There's something that, like, again, I'm not a detective. I'm not a soothsayer. a medium. But maybe that evidence that they had at first, they can't use. So let's go back to square one. Yeah, I know it was good. Yep, it was a slam dunk. But see, and a good detective, a defense attorney is going to bring up all those mistakes, man. He's going to spend weeks and then have them up there like, oh, if you made this mistake, then what about this mistake? And this, but it's going to look, that's why they can't. If they find somebody, it'll be pled. I don't see this going to court or trial. Unless they have new evidence, but wouldn't they? So they're going to suppress the stuff they had and they come up with this new stuff. Are they on the right track? What did they find in the creek? The river. Anything? Again, was that pantomime? Was that just to be, yep, here we are? Because you know about certain things. Okay, like if you have a budget, like say the police budget, if you don't use it up, then you won't get the funding next. Isn't that how that works? So if you're not doing let's put some divers in the creek so we can, see, we need more money for next. That's a thing. I'm not saying this happened in this, but again, people are. You would hope that people are honest and not psychopaths, but man, we live in this world where like people are. Not all psychopaths murder though, but every murderer is a psychopath. I know how strange that, but it's the truth. I didn't bring that. That's hell. It's written about. They tend to want jobs and power too. Again, just my humble opinion. I have a gut feeling that maybe this was a reactionary crime. Maybe that Anthony Shots account was shared. Didn't they say that there was multiple devices in different places going in and out of that profile? One here, one there. What did one of them not know about the other? Did you have to pay? Like, hey, give me $100. I'll give you this password for an hour, and then you change the password. I don't know. Shit, I'm not that. I wouldn't, again, I'm not like that tech savvy. And I don't think along the lines of a criminal. Criminal minds are, a lot of times they're smart as far as they're cunning. They're not going to be writing code, but as far as like, just this nefarious stuff, they're good. Because people aren't, and they're laughing to themselves because people are thinking about, well, should I get a cheeseburger? These people are thinking, they're just obsessed about their deviant behavior. I don't know. Oh, and I want to thank people for contact, leaving comments and being cool. Thank you. But there's just so much again, I hope that some of these YouTubers that are good can get together and just kind of stick to maybe there should be like a list of questions and then everybody has a chance to answer, and at the end they can have a debate, try not to argue. I would hope. And who would host that? I don't know. I can't because I don't. I'm not computer tech savvy. I don't. I guess I could learn, but I have to take time. Somebody, even behind the scenes, shouldn't be even the YouTubers be communicating with that? Like, look, okay, let's let bygones be bygones. Okay, I know this, that. We called each other, blah, 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 blah. We don't agree on certain things, but the evidence. See, there's evidence that people, hey, it's kind of cut and dry, but then people have their own opinions about like POIs and stuff like that. Just kind of leave that aside and just speaking like generalities about the case. Don't bring up like, well, I think that, and maybe you're right too, what you think. It's just that for now, just kind of like go through the what we know. What about just a Zoom call or a think tank of YouTubers that can just like focus on that presser where he's like, he may be in the room, like a deep dive. Just concentrate on that. Concentrate when he says, break it down. Get a linguist. Find somebody on you. Maybe they'll help out. And maybe they are. I mean, again, they something happened a week or so ago. Are they going to tell us? Are they just going to an insider let some YouTube couple just and what are their credentials? I mean, I don't know. It's everything about this. There's just some kind of my spidey senses are just popping off. But perhaps they're on the right track. Maybe all the evidence they could use. I doubt it, though. I have a feeling that it's inadmissible. That it ain't gonna be a judge, even if he wants to be like, dude, I can't. Come on, we got to stand with the letter of the law. We cannot, or a jury. Can a jury kick that? Let me know. Comment. I do this every day, not necessarily about the Delphi, but I'm on here every day. Got a daily podcast. I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.